This week on All Star Fandom, we conclude our Halloween Mania special with one of the best topics that we could think of. Horror movies so bad, they're good. Can't wait to jump into this one. Obviously, you can see I'm joined by my main man again, Rufus, for Halloween Mania special. So, without further ado, things are going to get a lot scary. Let's do this thing. All Star Fandom Halloween Mania. Let's go. Welcome to All Star Fandom Halloween Mania special. It's me, Dion, and I'm joined by my friend, my brother. It's me, and Rufus. Say hello to the people because today's topic is going to be a fun topic.
What's up, people? I know your boy looking ragged over here, but
he's the most despicable mummy you've ever seen in your life. So, today's episode, we're going to be going into horror movies so bad that they're good. Now, there's a lot of horror movies out there, a lot of bad ones, but are there a lot of bad ones that are good? So we're going to do a top three list. My top three, Rufus's top three. We're going to see where we land. Hit the like, subscribe button, do all the social media stuff right now for your boy.
Right now.
Do it now.
Right
do
now.
it for you. Rufus.
Yo.
I'm going to let you kick this one off, man. Number three, your top three. We're starting with number three. Horror movies so bad, they're good. I love having white gloves, man.
I feel Hey, like my man Martin with the wig when he was Ike. You feel me? hey. Okay, no miming though.
Okay.
No.
Rufus, okay, we're good. Number three, your top three. What you got?
Okay, my number three, and this was hard for me because I wanted to do two number threes.
Oh God!
But at the number three spot, here we go. Tales from the Hood, 1995. Clarence Williams III. Hey, when the man said, "And this ain't the Terror Dome night," that's my number three. Tales from the Hood.
So okay, to elaborate a little bit more on that, it's all horror movies, but they're all like black leads, black stories, stuff like that.
Yes.
Rufus, I will tell you to this day. What year did you say that came out?
1995.
Rufus, those little toys coming to life.
Yes.
At the end, I don't even know if I don't even know if I have
with the racist mayor or whatever.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have the guts to put a clip of that. Find that clip and put in this show because I still remember how that looked, and I don't never want to see that again. So
you gotta find it.
Okay, we'll probably put it in B-roll if I'm brave enough. But remind me too, how many stories were within that? Because there has to be something that's so bad that makes it good.
So hold on, let me tell the people, like, okay, really, for real, like, he's not joking. Like, it's kind of like a horror movie, but it's like horror if you're a weird person. It's like horror comedy. But he's like, for real, legit, a little scared about the story because the story is about slaves and dogs. So I knew that kind of freaked people out a little bit. But with this story, it was about a racist guy that did some bad stuff to black people.
Yeah,
and
man.
Those were in the dolls. So the dolls came back to hunt him and eventually take him out. You gotta go check the movie out. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but you gotta go check it out.
The way I remember it too, it felt very Gulliver's Travel.
Yes, kind of.
Am I making that up?
No, it kind of felt like that, except for Gulliver wasn't traveling nowhere but to hell. So it was three stories that was believable, but the way the guy was telling it, and I'm talking about Clarence Williams III, I'm talking about his character. The way he was telling these stories to these three guys, it was really believable. And those guys, you know, they were questioning him like, really, did that really happen? And then he was like, here, go into another story. Like, well, let me tell you about this story.
he's just a scary individual, scary looking
Yes, he
individual.
is. But
Anyway.
hold on now. I'm not gonna just say he's a scary individual. He's played in some classic movies. He played in Half Baked. He was my man Samson on Half Baked.
I want to talk to Samson.
Yeah.
Send me to the moon like that, Alex Crampton.
He played, and I hate to say it like this, but he played like one of my favorite gangsters ever. He played Bumpy Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Okay.
Also played in another one of classic films. I mean, you know, he played in a bunch of classic films. But he played in Purple Rain. He was in Hoodlum with Lawrence Fishburne. Like, he was like one of the most underrated actors of our time, bro.
Man, so I just remember those side stories. It's one that I haven't revisited since the mid 90s. I haven't revisited that since because that is still in my head, man. So again, if I find clips, sure. If I don't, but great number 3 pick, man.
Yeah.
My number three. Right off the top rope, man. So Bad It's Good. Leprechaun in the Hood.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That goes without. Okay, let me give you a little backstory, right? The original one came out in 1993. Jennifer Aniston, you know, before she blew up.
Yeah.
This is like prime time in my life as a kid where crap was scary.
Basically, he should not have been watching this movie.
Thank you. Exactly.
You know
but we go to the video store on a Friday night. I get mine. We don't watch mine first.
Yeah.
So movie night is this night, and I had no business watching it. But I was scared of him up until that point. Leprechaun in the Hood, I'm almost about to go in high school around that time. Came out in 2000. The most absurd. I wasn't scared of him no more after that, man. After he said, and I quote, "A friend with weed is a friend indeed.
Indeed.
A friend with gold is the best I'm told." Like, after that.
Hey, he had bars for everything when he was in the hood.
Well, remember at the end, they did like a rap video called like Left in the Hood or something like that.
Yeah.
It was Ice-T was in that movie.
Yes, he was.
And he was just about to probably go on and play like Finn Tutuola on Law and Order SVU. But the premise was so bad, Rufus. It was a medallion that they snatched off this decrepit statue or whatever you want to call it. And that just so happened to have like the leprechaun in it. He's like, bam, baby, here I am. And he back in the hood. He's just walking down the street, pimping it up. So Bad It's Good. I tell you this, it was obviously their worst rated Leprechaun movie. This was like Leprechaun like 5.
Really?
Rufus, he went to space.
Oh.
And you know my philosophy when it comes to space. If you go to space, if you go to space or go back in time, the franchise is over.
It was working like Jason and Freddy go to space or something like that.
Oh,
like,
Jason X low-key almost made this list for me.
Oh, wow.
The absurdity and the premise of this would not get made today. 23 years later, this would not get made today.
The script wouldn't even make it.
But think about it, Rufus. They did have the audacity to double down and be like, he going back to the hood in the sequel.
Hey man, that movie was so.
You know who's in the second one?
Funny at the time, like I don't even qualify that as a horror movie though, bro.
But here's the thing: I qualified as like this was a character that had terrified me as a kid, right? And now I'm watching him. It's 2000. I didn't graduate high school until 2006, so it's this little pocket in time between that where I'm like, man, I'm still kind of freaked out by this because I never really watched. I watched the second one somehow. I remember bits and pieces, but that's as far as I went. Because the first one, he was in that wheelchair going down that hallway. Terrified the crap out of me. My mom worked at a hospital. Wasn't going in that hospital. And so for me, it took a scary character during that time and it put it in a world where I was like, oh man, I can't take this seriously no more, man. Like you had me when you were in the country on a farm with nobody around. I'm in it. This man just walking down the street in his boots and whatnot, man, and just chopping it up with regular black people within the community, man. How am I supposed to be scared of that? Yes, he killed some people, sure. The premise alone was enough for me to be like, okay, I like this now. And it almost made me go back and watch the old ones, but I don't want to linger on to my number 3 so much. So let's jump to the next one. Number 2, Rufus. What you got for us, big dog?
My number 2. And I know a lot of people going to be like, what? My number 2 is Blade Trinity.
How?
Oh, you want to know how? That movie was extra garbage, but I love it.
You qualify that as a scary movie?
That's a horror action film.
Okay, Rufus.
See? Oh, that's what I was telling you. That's horror action. You got the vampires. You got them going at it. They still killing humans. They still going at it. That's my number 2, Blade Trinity.
I will say that it's on brand with the show, but with the overall premise of All-Star fandom.
I know people don't consider that to be horror though, but it's horror.
I never did. It was more action to me than horror. Like, take the first 2 Blade movies, for instance.
Yeah.
I would classify the first one more horror, the second one more action.
The first one was more horror. It made you jump. It had you feeling suspenseful.
It was cringy a little bit with the block.
That's yeah. It did all that for me.
So number 3, I'll give you this. I see where you're coming from with it, and I'll allow it. But we just ain't gonna skip over that. The game Triple H was in that movie, man.
Hey, that's what I'm gonna say.
Because Triple H literally should have took Blade like that and just broke him, man. That's how I. Or take Ryan Reynolds and just chop him in the eye.
I said you got Ryan Reynolds, you got Wesley Snipes, you got Triple H, you got Jennifer Garner,
and that dude with the weird neck.
Yeah, you had all these people in this movie, like all these famous people in the movie. And essentially, you would think this movie is about to be great. But no, it wasn't. But I love it. Like, I really loved it. I really do love it to this day. Like, I can watch it right now. You see what I'm saying?
Could you? Really?
Yes, that's why I'm going to do.
That's the one Blade movie.
What's the title of today's show? Movies so bad.
Horror movies.
Horror movies so bad that they good. So
I'll allow it, all right? I'll allow it. But for me, it was just a bad movie. So anyway, not even a guilty pleasure sort of movie, man. You know, like, I like seeing Triple H in it. I wish he would have pedigreed somebody.
I would say, out of all the people, you, Mr. Wrestler, Mr. Ultimate #1 fan of wrestling.
Did he put somebody in the pedigree in that movie? No, he didn't.
Didn't he do Ryan Reynolds? Didn't he put him in the pedigree?
Dude, we're gonna put up a side-by-side clip of what he did in that movie and then the pedigree
in real life. Yeah,
and we'll see who matches. I don't remember it. I just remember that dude with the weird neck. But it should have been a better movie because he was fighting Dracula, right?
Yeah, should have been. It should have been an awesome movie because that should have been the best Dracula they ever created. You see what I'm saying? But it wasn't. But I love it. I still love the movie.
I'll allow it, man. That's not your number 2. I'm not gonna yuck your number 2, okay? So my number 2. This falls into guilty pleasure for me. This falls into man, if it's on TV or if it's playing, I'm watching it. If I see the box art somewhere, I'm pressing it. Maximum Overdrive. The Stephen King directed movie where the trucks take over. They had a truck like Green Goblin.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot about that movie.
Emilio Estevez.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so apparently something happened with the world turning and stuff like that. I don't know what happened, but the machines start to take over, right? And I just remember that first part where, like, the coach is buying, like, a kid sodas from the soda machine, and that soda machine wasn't having it. That soda machine was just throwing them Cokes out, man. Just so funny.
Wait a minute.
Funny that the kid put on, like, the kid put on a baseball like mitt and like a mask, I think.
Yeah.
It started like catching him, but here comes like a steamroller for him. So he darts off, and there's all these people in this truck stop. It's very Tremors like. Again, another one that almost made it list, but Tremors is a good movie.
I'm gonna say Tremors. Whoa.
One.
Tremors 1. Thank you.
It's just a good movie. It's not a bad movie. It's a great movie. Anyway, Emilio Estevez is they're all in this truck stop. All the trucks are just circling the truck stop, man. Like, you ain't getting out of here alive. Yeah, one with Green Goblin's face.
Dude.
It was so good. It was based off Stephen King's short story Trucks. And again, you could tell it's based off a short story because, boy, they stretched that sucker out. 1980, what, 6 or so, something like that.
But you really consider that horror? Because that was not horror either, sir.
How was that not horror?
That was all comedy. That was all comedy. That whole movie was comedy, bro. Come on, man.
Rufus,
Come on. Be for real. Be for real. Were you scared one time in that movie?
This is why, okay, if you could have Blade at number 2.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I can have this at number 2.
I give you that.
Rufus, this is a great choice. Is horror legend Stephen King wrote and directed this movie.
Okay, so I give you that because it is Stephen King. It's
essentially what's the name of the car movie that he made?
Christine?
Yes, it's essentially Christine on steroids, man. That's exactly what it is. It's like if Arnold Schwarzenegger was in. It's popcorn movie, man. It's a fantastic 80s movie.
Oh, yeah.
I love it so much. I might just try to find it and watch it again. So Rufus, your number 1.
My number 1.
I wonder if I've seen it. Because I've seen the last 2.
I'm pretty sure you have. And I'm pretty sure you had a problem with it. But I love it.
What was it?
Gotta put my mask on for this.
The Mummy?
The Mummy. This is my number 1.
The Mummy? Did you say The Mummy? Say it again.
The Mummy.
The Mummy.
The Mummy. The Mummy. 2017 version with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. Hold on. And Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Sophia Boutella as the Mummy. That movie, look, the movie was extra trash. Don't get me wrong. Extra trash. But I love that movie. That's like my number 1. If it's on, I'm going to sit down and watch it. If it's on Hulu, I'm going to watch it, especially around this time of year.
Give me the synopsis of that movie, because I will admit, Rufus, I did not watch it.
I thought you did.
I did not watch it.
Here's the thing. So
not to cut you off, but they tried to build a horror universe.
They tried to build. This was supposed to be like the universal horror or the universal dark something or other. It was supposed to be universal doing all the dark movies. So they was gonna come out with like the Wolfman. They were gonna come out with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They started with the Mummy.
If this movie would have made it, the casting for the rest of those movies would have been great,
phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So the premise is they're in the Middle East. They discover the mummy that has been there, kept in this chamber by Mercury. The Mercury keeps her in this chamber as the mummy from getting out. Somehow, some way, she possessed one of the dudes. He get bit by one of the camel spiders. Next thing you know, he's trying to get the mummy out and free her, etc., etc. Eventually, the mummy comes out, but she needs a sacrifice in order to become stronger, just like any of the other
movies. Yeah, you're right.
And it goes from there, and it gets pretty crazy. Where you like, nah, this ain't believable. But none of the mummy movies are believable. You see what I'm saying? Even the one with Brendan Fraser, and I love all 3 of those.
Well, I would honestly say that those were more action, right? When you say. Yes. Like those would be more action sort of movies for me, at least. I didn't see it. I didn't give it the time, Rufus.
If you haven't seen it, I say just check it out. You may even like it. I don't know. If you like Tom Cruise, you might like it.
It looked darker than what we were used to, obviously, right?
It was dark.
So it was
dark. And let me tell you something. If they would have gave Russell Crowe an opportunity to do a full movie as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I think that would have been off the chain. You know, he's one of my favorite actors.
I would have thought they would have started with one of those characters before the Mummy. You know,
I would have thought they would have started with like the Wolfman first.
That would have gotten more butts and seats.
Yeah,
because we know the Mummy movies and we like the Mummy movies.
But here's
Brendan
the thing.
Fraser was fantastic in those movies. The Rock.
Yeah, but at the time you got to think about it like this. At the time you got Tom Cruise, the #1 actor in the world, and you have Russell Crowe in a movie who was considered at that time one of the top actors in the entire world with Tom Cruise. So you thinking you got both of these guys in the movie. People are gonna come see this movie.
Okay, so my #1, and I think I tipped this to you once before, but my #1 horror movie, so bad that it's good, so bad that it's great, might I say. A movie that many of you maybe not have never ever seen or heard of, but I'm putting it on your radar today. So I'm just gonna say, go find it and watch it. It's called, wait, I think I had another plot point too, but never mind.
I'm gonna say, DL finna pull a me. He got more than one.
No, I didn't. So I'm gonna do that. This is what we call in the business a retake. So, so my #1 is Dead Heist. Now, it's a movie you've never heard of, but I'm gonna tell you that you need to go and watch it. It's borderline an independent movie. Not even sure if it came out into a theaters. I'm pretty sure it went straight to DVD. It stars Big Daddy Kane as Hunter. But let me set up the premise for you first. These thieves go into this little small town trying to get this bank robbery, right? Or make a bank robbery. You're like, oh man, this town's so old and whatever, man. It's so small. We can walk in there and walk right out. That's what you think. As soon as that sun starts going down, something in that town starts happening.
Yeah.
And something in that town starts happening, and zombies start happening. Zombies taking over the whole city, man. It's just a time, I think, in the time and space of that story in that place, when this happens at night, everybody leaves, everybody's out the streets, but there's one lone person out there, and I tell you who, it's Big Daddy Kane as Hunter, and this man's taking them all out, man. I mean, Steven Seagal like
No. We're not gonna compare Big Daddy Kane to Steven Seagal, dog.
Big Daddy Kane was in there with it, man.
Come on, bro.
Big Daddy Kane was essentially.
Hold on, hit the moves again. Let me see it. Hit him again.
Big Daddy Kane.
Okay. Nah, stop that.
He was hunting them down. So he was hunting them down, and he was regretful because they had attacked his wife, I think, and I think his wife had become a zombie, and then he's looking for her. It's very sort of Morgan, sort of Walking Dead-ish.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
But Rufus, it's so bad that it's so good. It was so good, Rufus, and it was during the time where Netflix would have the star ratings. So we would do it too. We would look to see if we could find some of the worst movies on Netflix and watch. We stumbled across this. I think you were gone. It was me and Jamar. And I tell you, we ran that sucker back so many times. So much, I put my money where it was. I bought it for $2 off Amazon and gave it to him.
$2 whole.
I watched it and then I gave it to him. That's how much.
Let me explain something to the people who may or may not know. Netflix worst list or worst rated list was like Tubi back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So you want to watch the most horrible movies that have ever been made ever with any type of camera, you would do that. You would go to Netflix and find the worst movies and you would watch them. And that's Tubi for today, baby.
But it was so good, Rufus. I swear, you have to go watch it, man. It was...
I have to check it out, dog.
Dude,
because that's a movie, I promise you, and I've seen damn near everything. That's one movie I have not seen.
Yeah, Dead Heist, man. It's so ridiculous. And the acting is obviously not that great, but once I got into it, I was like, I kind of want to see where we go with this.
I kind of want to see where it's going.
Big Daddy Kane is essentially Batman in this movie, man.
Please stop comparing him to people I like. Please stop doing that. Don't ever compare him to Batman.
He dressed in all black. I think he had was it just a hat or a do-rag on? I can't remember. I'll put the box art up too, if I can find some clips on YouTube. But Rufus, please, I'll send you the link to go watch it. It's amazing.
I'm gonna check. Look, when we get off here, I'm checking it out tonight.
Okay, so before we finish our list, I'm going to give, and I know we've gone through it. I'm going to give you a bonus, Rufus. Okay? I'm going to give you a bonus. This is just for you. If you have another movie, because I want to give you a bonus because I didn't like your Blade one. Okay?
I don't know why you don't like the Blade choice, dog. You just hating.
I don't like your Blade one.
You hating on the Blade choice, dog.
You got another one I know in the arsenal.
Yeah, I do.
Honorable mention. Who you got? What you got?
So, and you probably ain't seen this one either. Because I was going to ask you if I can do 2 as my third choice.
See, I know you, man. See?
But I'm just saying. You know, Keith David is one of my favorite actors.
The voice of Goliath, man.
Okay.
You know?
So they did a Tales from the Hood too.
God almighty. Was he the narrator? Is he?
He played it.
Is it that clip that I've seen?
Yes.
In the car?
We say, "Welcome to hell, brother." Yes. So, okay, now y'all know. Yeah, man, I be watching goofy stuff. I'm sorry, y'all should have known this by now. But yeah, dog.
So I like that when I haven't seen it. I wish now, if I'm just looking back at my list, I want to flip 1 and 2. As I was talking more about Dead Heist, I was like, I like it, but it don't give me that same adrenaline rush that Maximum Overdrive. You know what? I'm doing it. Number 2.
Go on and switch it in.
Number 2 is Dead Heist. I edit this show. Number 1 is Maximum Overdrive for me. Number 2 is Dead Heist.
I'll do this.
Number 3, Leprechaun in the Hood. That's my list. I'm not mad at mine either. I'm glad I got Maximum Overdrive at number 1.
I think both lists was really good, dog.
Hey, well, that'll be for the viewers at home to decide. So
y'all vote on this joint.
This is the point where we make that ask of like, what do you think about our list? Do you think my list was better? Do you think Rufus' list was better? Or do you have your own your top 3 that you want to do? Drop them in the comment section below. Comment, share, like, subscribe, do all the social media stuff, especially here on YouTube. Send this clip to a friend, send this video to a friend, send this page to a friend. Let's get those subscriber counts up. Do it now. I do it for you. Rufus, anything you gotta say?
We want to hear from y'all. Please comment. Please let us know how this content is. Talk to us. We talk back. Thank you.
And speaking of Talk Back, we're on All Star Fandom Show on TikTok and Instagram. So you can follow us there. We put clips up weekly of those shows so you don't miss out. And little teaser clips to send you over here to YouTube so you can go ahead and watch and like and discuss. So, Rufus, this ends our Halloween Mania special. I just want to say thank you for being a guest. Thanks to my guest, Tori, for our last episode about the top 3 spookiest and scariest wrestlers of all time. Go back and watch that.
By the way, if you hadn't seen it, check it out. Spookiest wrestlers of all time. Check it out.
Appreciate it. But without further ado, Rufus, this ends our Halloween Mania. I got some pipes to go clean. They're calling me right now, man. Luigi's somewhere. I'm not sure. He's probably hiding out at a mansion somewhere. But again, thank you for watching. Until next time. We have other stuff in store for you. So until next time, we'll see you then. Peace.